Hi. Hi.
Hi. Oh, hi, Carlotta. Marianne. Wait a minute.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, Lory.
Good. How are you? Hi, Vivian.
Hi, Carlotta. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, everything's starting to go crazy as usual. My webcam settings. Wonder why I'm all purple and pink. There we are.
Oh, there you go. Now you're better. It says you're recording already, Lory.
Oh yeah. Thought I paused. It says I'm live, and I'm not sure I am yet. Do you see me? Are you on Facebook? Let's make sure I'm in the right.
It says you're live and recording.
Okay.
I mean, it's on Facebook. It says you.
All right.
Okay, have fun.
All right. Oh yeah, here we go. I am on Facebook. I'm just gonna close this off so I don't see myself.
Have fun.
All right. Okay. Welcome. I'm Lory MacDonald from Artfest Ontario, and welcome to our live stream show for our caring event. So this has been a year since we've been doing our live events on the internet, online, and it's been quite a year, as you know, for all of us. But I've learned so much, and I've really enjoyed being live and sharing my adventures and my challenges, my dramas with Artfest, and letting you know what's going on. So this is our April event, and to be honest, I had a really hard time trying to even come up with a name for this event, just because everything just feels so weird right now. So, but I thought, right now I felt like we just really needed some comforting and some self-care and caring for our friends, our families, our loved ones, and so I really think that this kind of an event is what's appropriate right now. So what does that mean for Artfest and our shop? Well, we've got lots of great things going on in the shop, and I'll just tell you all about those. And this is National Poetry Month, coming to the end of it. So we're going to do a bit of poetry and share some stories, and got a bit of music at the end, and tell you about all the new things going on. So one of the biggest things I'm excited about in the shop, the Artfest shop, is we just launched a rewards program. And this was a big project. It took us a few months to figure it out. I thought it'd be easy, but it wasn't easy. And so, our fans are shopping in the store and visiting the store, sharing things. And I thought it'd be great to be able to reward people for doing that. And also to grow our network, because what I've discovered over the past year is that selling online in a shop is completely different than selling at an event. And not that I didn't already know that, but it really, really is a totally different type of experience. So, and we need to make it work online. We need a lot of people to visit the shop and look around and land in our sites. We need to get a lot of people there. So that's what we're hoping to do: grow our reach. And if you can join the loyalty program. It doesn't cost anything to join, of course, and you get as soon as you join, you get 100 points. And every time you shop there, you earn points, and you can get discounts on things in the shop. And you can also share it with your friends, share it with on Facebook, like it, all kinds of ways to earn points every time you do something. So it's kind of fun. And we've designed a really pretty, I'll just show you over here, a really pretty logo for it. And I want to thank Corletta, because Corletta is our Georgian College intern, and she designed this beautiful logo for it. I'll just show it to you. So it's called Art Bells. So every time you buy something in the shop and visit the shop and join our program, you get Art Bells. So here's what it looks like. Really pretty, fun, animated. Every time you buy something, you get Art Bells. So I encourage you to register and sign up. I know Marianne's probably putting the link in there for you to do that in the side chat and in the chat there, so you can sign up. So I encourage you to do that. So lots of reasons to join. And there's always lots of other things going on in the shop too that, let me stop my share here for a second. Here we are. Lots of things going on in the shutter. Now, a lot of people are wondering about our events this year. As you know, we're just waiting. We don't know anything, and I'm not very hopeful at the moment that we will be able to have our events this year. We're still hoping for Christmas possibly, but depends how everything goes in Canada, as we know, and making sure people are safe is really our big priority. I know it's been hard for people. This has been hard for us as well. But we just have to, wait it out and make sure everybody stays safe. It's, we've got this far, so let's just get this done, and then we can go on with our lives again and have events. So I'm really looking forward to that, seeing people in person. And so I just want to take you over to the shop. We've had so many things going on that are new in the shop. New artists joining us, and I'm going to take you over there. And you can see that, okay? Been, constantly redesigning things and making it better, trying to make things easier for people. We've updated and changed our navigation system, so it makes it easier for people to find things, which I'm really is helpful. I thought I had a great navigation system, but it's always better. It's even better now, so I'm really happy about that. And then we've got all kinds of special deals this weekend going on. Mother's Day is coming up, so these lots of great ideas for Mother's Day gifts. And if you can still order now, and I'm sure your items will get there in time. All the artists are shipping quite swiftly right now, and they're ready. So they've got some great, beautiful discounts. 50% off on a second item. You got 10% off, 20% off. Lots of different items that are a great deal in the shop. And then we have some exciting new, these are just for Mother's Day, from Urban Nest Decor. For Mother's Day, you get 15% off on their items. Lots of cute things for mom. If you just want to get a little saying or something like that, it'd be great. And then we got lots of great Mother's Gifts ideas all down through here. And I'll be highlight a couple of those. And we have a couple of featured artists as well. Sylvie Mailer, and I talked about her. And Pauline Jeanette. And then, as we know, it was National Gardening Month I guess was on the 15th. And so artists are always inspired by gardens. So lots of items in the shop, and the artists have been inspired by gardens, by all kinds of things. And then I've got a new feature in the shop here, which I really love. It's called New Items in the Shop. So it's a very dynamic feature in the store. And it's got, every time I post something new on there, it pops right up on this section here. So you can always see what's new and what is going on in the shop. And you can go to the whole collection just by clicking the button here. So it's lots of ways to find fantastic gift ideas in the shop for Mother's Day. So I just want to do a couple of features. I'm gonna go stop my share for a second here. So as I mentioned, the Artfest shop has been growing, and one of the things that I'm really excited about is we have a whole arts group that's actually joined our shop, which is really, really neat. So I live in the Collingwood area, and we have a great organization up here called the Blue Mountain Foundation for the Arts, and I've been involved with them since I moved here almost 30 years ago. I guess I've been here 30 years. It's hard to believe. But they do wonderful work in the community. They've always got lots of things going on. They have art exhibits. They do studio tours. They have special events. They have awards. They have all kinds of things. So all the artists that are in that organization are now on our shop. Not all of them, but they're coming on. I've got quite a few of them in there. So I'm just going to take you over to the shop and introduce you to a few of them. I've known some of them for years, and other ones I just met. So it's really nice to see some new things in the shop. So let's go over to the Blue Mountain Foundation for the Arts collection here, and I'll show you some highlights. So I'm just going to share my screen. And here we are. So I'm just going to sort it alphabetically so we can get lots of variety here. So yeah, so we've got Jen Keski art. I'm going to go to her collection here. So Jen Keski is a painter, and she's also makes jewelry, a little bit of jewelry, and is inspired by Georgian Bay and the stones and the rocks up here, which is many of the artists are take inspiration from that. And she's also a big skier, so you can see a lot of really great ski paintings and prints here. So there she is. There's Jen there. So she's been a great addition to the shop, but you can tell she's a real skier. Look at the way she's. I don't know if that's her skiing or not, but I'm being to ask if she's actually was a racer or not. But look at these great skiing pictures. But she likes birds and nature, and it's beautiful. I love these pieces here. These are great. I thought this was a great little fun gift for Mother's Day here. Just a little driftwood, hanging that can hang in your garden or out your window or somewhere really pretty. All natural. These are all the driftwood she picked up from around the Georgian Bay area. So yes, I'm going to go back to our collection here. And Dave Saunders, he's just come on the shop. I've known Dave for, well, since I moved here really. Dave was a local businessman who owned Saunders Office Supplies, which then converted to Office Pro, and then got it. Now they just have everything online, right? But he's always been painting, and this is a classic symbol in Collingwood. I'm not sure if you've been in Collingwood or not, but the Collingwood terminal buildings are right down on the waterfront, and they are sitting abandoned and not being used. They've been they're in bad shape, and we have to do something about them in the community. So we're having a lot of discussion in our community here in Collingwood. Like, what are you going to do with these incredible buildings? Other communities have done things like, blow them up and and wiped them out, right? But that's one solution. But it's very expensive to do that. Millions and millions of dollars. Other communities have actually repurposed the buildings and done amazing things with them. So that's what Collingwood is looking at right now, trying to figure out a way to use these buildings and keep them. You don't want to wipe out all your history. I think personally, I don't think that's a good plan. And actually, I was just gonna, where's that history here? Wait. Hang on here. So yeah, another, just to take a different tack here for a second, I just wanted to mention about the National Poetry Month, which is coming to a close. I've always been, poetry challenged. I never really understood poetry, and found it to be difficult, really. And I didn't, but I went to a poetry presentation this week, and one of the presenters said something really interesting that it really resonated with me. She said, poetry doesn't have to answer any questions. It doesn't have to really mean anything. It's basically a loose association of thoughts that are linked together. And I thought that was a great way to look at poetry, because sometimes you read things and you think there's some kind of hidden message there, right? That maybe you're just too dumb to not get or something, right? But it's not true. It's just, it's thoughts and, feelings and, putting words down and linking words and thoughts together. So I think that really helped me, not be so poetry challenged. But poetry's always been a big part of our festival, especially in Kingston. So I've mentioned before that in Artfest Kingston we have a big a festival there on Canada Day weekend, and one of our biggest, most popular features actually is our poetry tent. Which, who would have thought? I mean, when I was first approached about having a poetry feature there, I was like, oh, okay, maybe. But it really, really has been a huge feature, and people come from all over Ontario and Quebec to read their poems and take place in workshops. We always actually have a workshop going on. Bruce Kaufman is our leader there, and he does host a workshop. Plus, we always have a participation activity going on. But one thing that was really super special, I just wanted to share this with you, is in Canada's 150th birthday, we actually published a poetry book. So this was a huge undertaking by Bruce and I, and so we decided to do a call out to the poetry community and say, it's our birthday in Canada. who are we, where are we, and where we need to be going. So, and so this is basically an anthology of 130 pages of poetry. And I thought I would read a couple of small short poems here just to give you a bit of a taste, because there's some really wonderful pieces in here. And this book is still available on we have a few copies left. I think I only have like 9 copies left. We printed, how many did we print? 200? Maybe it was more. We've had them for a while, but so I was just thinking about looking back, you don't want to wipe out your history. So this would made me think about this poem. So this poem is by Tanya Hammond, and it's called Looking Ahead While Looking Back. So how can we look ahead without looking back? How can we change if we have nothing to compare? How can we see our mistakes without ability to reflect? How can there be progress if we can't see the beginning? How can we see the successes if we can't see the problem? How can we learn if the lesson hasn't been taught? How can we begin over if there hasn't been an end? Can we have a future if we don't learn from our past? How can we look ahead without looking back? So I thought that was a great little poem, and made me think about the terminal buildings and what we're going, and what do you do with? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the chat about old buildings like this. If you ever been to one that's been repurposed, do you think they should be demolished? Do you think we should save them? I'm curious to see what our audience thinks. I know one time years ago, somebody put a proposal together to create a huge mural on the surface, and somehow they got the name mixed up in the article, and they said that I was going to do this giant mural, this huge building, right? And it was in the newspaper, and people were calling me like, "Are you out of your mind? Like, how are you going to do that? It's going to cost you like $1 million just to paint it." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Anyway, I found out that they did a little retraction there, but it was pretty funny, and I was getting all kinds of calls and messages. People were thinking, "Oh, she's a lunatic. What's she going to do there?" I mean, a mural would be nice, but it would be a bit of a huge undertaking, and I'm not sure that would be the best use of the building. So yeah, so just going to go back over to our shop, share our screen, and I want to go back, actually, this artist actually is a BMFA artist, Blue Mountain Foundation artist as well, but I love this product for a Mother's Day gift. I'm just going to show it to you. Where are we? There it is here. So Kevin is a wood crafter, and this is a book or a tablet holder, and personally that looks to me like a recipe book holder when I'm trying to follow a recipe. And it's so pretty. I just love the wood in it. Look at that beautiful inlay it's done. It's just done a gorgeous job. There's only one of these available. It's a great price, great Mother's Day gift, I think. So Kevin uses all wood cut-offs and makes all these beautiful things. I'll take you to the rest of his collection here and show you, because he's done, these are beautiful end grain cutting boards, and some wall pieces, beautiful wall art. Here's some more cutting boards here. This is an interesting piece here where he's carved pieces of wood. It's a triptych. If you're a person who loves wood, then this would be a great gift. Such a great price for $95. I think it's amazing. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about the end grain cutting boards, because I'm sure most of you know this, but there's 2 different types of cutting boards. There's an end grain, and then there's the plain wood cut. Now, when you have an end grain board, it's sliced, so it's really, 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 really hard and tough to damage it. So when you're cutting with your knife, you're not actually cutting the wood. It actually is a great cutting surface, and they're so easy to maintain. I have one of these, and all you do is add a little bit of beeswax on there every now and then it just keeps in perfect condition for years. They're just amazing gifts. These are a bit more expensive, but there's like hundreds and hundreds of hours of work. So these ones have all different types of wood in them. So this one has like maple, birch, cherry, mulberry, padauk, purple heart, and sapel. I don't know what sapel is, but all the rest of them I'm aware of. So great idea for Mother's Day. So I'm going to go back over to here to our shop here and introduce you to another new artist. This is Olga Nanyas. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce her name or not, but she's a Kingston artist. And she does beautiful oil and acrylic. She does both of paintings. And she has her pieces are on sale this weekend for 10% off. All her pieces are ready to hang and beautiful, beautiful work. Here's the one that's in the picture here. She likes building, painting historical buildings and in the area. Kingston architecture does a really neat one here too. If you're familiar with the city of Kingston, you'll recognize the type of homes here and part of Kingston architecture. Beautiful, beautiful pieces. So yeah, she's another great addition to the shop. So I'm pretty excited about having her in the shop. And also Sophie Mailer, which I mentioned before. I'll take you to her collection. Sorry, Sylvie, not Sophie. Sylvie. So Sylvie is a watercolor artist, and she's from the Barrie area. But I just love her work. She's a master watercolor painter. Beautiful, beautiful, high realism watercolor paintings. And this is not an easy way to paint with watercolor and high realism. It's very tricky, but she's a master at it, and she does a wonderful, wonderful job. She has beautiful flowers. It's great for Mother's Day. All her pieces are actually painted on. They're called it's an aqua board, so it's a little bit different than watercolor paper. So watercolor paper is a softer. Can be different weights, but the aqua board is actually a firm surface, and it really handles the paint and the color beautifully. So the colors are really, really vivid, and it gives it a really nice kind of pop to the pieces. That's what the little bit of a difference here. You can see the texture on the paper on here, but really pretty. So anyways, all her pieces come framed in like a light cream matte with a wood frame which picks up a color in the piece. And could be like but all neutral colors, like a wooden neutral color. But beautiful pieces, all professionally framed, and the price includes the framing. So it's a great price for that, because framing paintings, as you know, can be quite costly. So it's a really great price. So let's just see a couple more of her pieces here. Look at this beautiful piece. Looks like a photograph. That's her watercolor skills are just outstanding. And then she did one piece that, let's see if this is her granddaughter. A typical scene there, having your granddaughter visit. For the nice things about family, innocence. But I'm just going to go and show you this one, because that's one piece that she challenged herself to do. Now this piece actually is it's a rendition of James Bauma's Old Cowboy, and she did get permission to actually copy this image and to paint it, because she really thought it was inspired by this. So it's not an easy challenge. This one isn't actually discounted in the sale. All the other pieces though are 10% off for the weekend. So I'm just gonna stop my share. Hang on for a second here. Come back here. So yeah, so we're talking about this event being the caring event, and what does that mean really? I just thought it was a great time to reflect on our families, our friends, our neighbors, and be generous, be gentle, reach out to them during this time. Like, I know we've been, I haven't seen my mom for over a year. She's on Toronto Island. And and my mom's vision is impaired, so she can't see very well. And so using a computer for her is not an option. So I've actually been able to set up through the internet a remote control, be able to use remote control over a computer, so I can go there and turn on Zoom for her. And we've been having family meetings every weekend, every Sunday. And my sister, my brothers, and their family tune in, and my daughter and my granddaughter. It's been really fun. And been really interesting, actually. My mom is loving it. First, she did, she was like, I don't know, whatever, but she loves it. That's why I said, Mom, just try it. And she really, she loves them. So we thought we'd be on there every Sunday for like half hour or whatever. No, but we actually being on there for like 3 hours every Sunday. It's crazy. But people are coming in at different times because my brother's out west, so they get up a bit later, and then their kids, he gets on, then his kids come in later. So it's really been wonderful, and it's been great to be able to hear my mom's stories about things that that she remembers and things that she did. And all of us too, the four of us, all of us sharing our memories, because I've been astounded at how different our memories of events have been, and things that happened and places. So one of us will say something, and remember pieces of it, and then I would like, oh, I don't even remember that part, but then I'll remember something completely different about it and have a completely different take on it. So it's really fascinating how our memories are so different. And also, because of our ages too, we remember things in different ways, and at different times in our lives, we don't have the capacity to remember as much. And so I've really been enjoying those. So I, encourage you to, if you're having trouble, like a couple people said to me, how are you talking to your mom like that? And I said, well, you can get a remote control app. It's free. You can get it on the internet, and you can go in and get them tuned in if one of your parents is not in, have the ability to do that. So I encourage you to try it. It's a lot of fun, and you can also share. We've been sharing. What's resulted in amassing a huge amount of family photos that I didn't even know some of them existed, and I had one. So we've been putting them in a big folder and sharing them on our Zoom calls, and it's been great. My sister is like our family historian, so she's been documenting all these things and making notes and all this stuff. So it's been really quite an amazing thing. So, and that never would have happened without the situation we're in right now, being home more and using different technology. And even though myself, I find it, I'm spending more time taking better care of myself, and part of the talk about caring, it's not just about caring for others. It's about caring for yourself as well, and doing a bit of self-care and things I never had time to do or thought about. I've been really, making the effort to take really good care of myself, so I'm stay healthy and strong for when we resume our lives and our events. Al and I have been riding our bikes every day or something like that, doing something for exercise, and it's been really great. So, so what are you doing for caring? Are you reaching out to neighbors? What are you doing? Are you doing something? Are you able to do something? Maybe I can inspire you to do something today. So, so that's what this event is about. It felt weird saying, okay, we're having a sale, but it's part of the Artfest events too. At the shop, we want to make sure that the artists are making sales in their shop, and it's more important than ever to empower the artists by buying their work. Basically, that's how they make their living, and we all want to make sure that we all come out of this thing and ahead of the game and be okay that way too. So, but the shop is permanent. It's not just here for, while our events are not happening. It's permanent. So that's why I've been investing so much time and energy into making it the way it is, and I'm pretty proud of it. It's quite beautiful, I think. So, and it shows off the art very, very well. So, and again, encouraging you to go to the shop and have a look around, because there's so many things in there that are just amazing and great prices too. So, so I have another little. I'll take you over to the shop again in a second here, but I wanted to read another little poem here, if you will indulge me here, because we just had Earth Day, and that's another thing we're celebrating in the month of April. And there's amazing how many things in April. There's Earth Day, there's Gardening Day, there's Poetry Month, there's World Book Day, there's Animal Cracker Day. Who thought? Who would have thought there'd be an Animal Cracker Day? There's Animal Cracker Day. We've got Penguin Day coming up tomorrow, actually. So I'll be featuring Donna's beautiful penguin painting. Anyways, there's lots of things that we can be thankful for in April, even though we're having a tough time right now. So this poem is written by Anne Graham. It's called The Wisdom of a Tree. I was sitting, resting beneath a tree, and pondering the possibility of peace on earth. Is it a pipe dream or a valid goal? I felt that the longing deep in my soul would make it so. With no regard to color, caste, or creed, the tree excels the oxygen we need without respite. Through photosynthesis, it cleans the air, providing all with food and ceaseless care, with no reward. I heard a voiceless message in my heart. It is within yourself you need to start. Live peacefully, teaching your heart to always act from peace. This will create an ambience and increase a positive atmosphere that's safe and wholesome for all creation. I received this answer with elation. Study the tree. Anyway, so that's a poem by Anne Graham from the Wisdom of a Tree, which I thought was so appropriate. All these things start from our heart and start from caring. That's another theme for our event today. So I have my team here as usual. I got Marianne in the back, not the back end. Marianne's working with me at home, and she's handling all the social media she's a social media specialist. And I have Corletta, who's Optiku. I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's terrible. Sorry, Corletta. Should have asked her that. But she's our student from Georgian College, and she's studying advertising and marketing. So she's helping me out with all kinds of fun things right now. We're having a lot of fun together, and she's an amazing young lady, and I really, really am enjoying working with her. And then, of course, we have Al, my partner Al, and he's managing the Zoom part of this thing. So I wanted to go over and just want to check on my list here. Oh yeah, okay. Let me just check, make sure I get things right. I'm going to do share my screen again, because I want to go over. I have a new artist in the shop. And that is Bill Barlow. I'm just going to go to his collection here. So Bill Barlow is, to be honest, he's a good friend. I've known him for years, and I'm really excited to finally get him on the shop here. He's an incredible artist, and he's one of those artists who's always doing something new and interesting and bold and challenging. But he never really has been too much involved in selling his work. He wants to. He just never seems to want to. But he doesn't want to. He doesn't like doing the marketing part and the sales and all that. He just wants to create. He just likes to be creative. So I totally appreciate that. So I've been telling him, let me do that part on the shop. Let me do the marketing and sales with the Artfest shop, and you can have fun. So what he does, this is a fun thing. So he takes your photograph. Just click here. So here's a picture here. Takes a photograph, and then he turns it into art. And his favorite art is pop art, and he likes doing fun things. There's lots of ways it can be done. This is like his bold kind of statement. And then he's got, let's go back to his collection here. You can get it done like a pastel. You can get it done 4 up. Like you can have 4 of these done like that, or you can just do a single one of a portrait. He does people, he does pets, he does things you love. So for example, here's a great pet portrait. So there's the pup there, cute little pup, and then he does an amazing fun art piece from it. So, and here's an example of where, and then here's the one here. This is his funky style. He does all kinds, but he adds real care. He really captures the character of these animals. So that's neat. So, oh, that looks like cute. And then he also can do colors to match your style of your home. If you know, match your couch, your living, whatever. So he's got lots of options there. Selling things like this on the shop is a little bit tricky, to be honest, because how does it work? Well, it's pretty simple. You make a deposit of $50, and then Bill contacts you. You send him photos, and then you guys chat with him and figure out what the best style is, and what size you want, what you want to do. Then he does the artwork for you, sends you 4 proofs, and you pick what you want, what you like, and then you go forward. And that's when you would then pay for the product before he makes it, obviously, and then he gets it ready, and then ships it to you in a couple of weeks. So, and you talk about things, what's your passion? You can do, if you love coffee, if you love, this is funny, and he's got such a great sense of humor. The Doors, he's got the Doors here. But if you love Doors, if you love hockey, you can do anything you want. And the thing that's sort of neat is look at this. You don't have to worry about the background because he takes all that out. So as long as it's a good quality photo, he can work with anything you want, and he has a lot of fun doing the art. And here's another one here. Room, if you have a beautiful building or traveling or you have anything like that, he can do all kinds of things. He's an amazing artist, and really happy to have him in the shop. So I hope you get a chance to have a look at Bill's stuff. We just got this collection up, so it's going to be evolving as we tweak things and figure it out, because it's a new way of shopping in the in the store when you just do a deposit and then get a custom item done. So that's a lot of possibilities there, and that's one of the things that is so special about working with an artist, because an artist can do that. An artist can do custom work and pick something, and it's so special. I know my neighbor across the street years ago I was doing hand painted glassware, and he asked me if I could paint a window for him, and I had never done that before. I'm like, oh, maybe. So he brought me over a window, and he brought me over a bunch of photos, and he wanted it to reflect his family. So he wanted his daughter was a medic and worked as an ambulance driver. His son was a firefighter, so he wanted something from there. He wanted his dog in there, and it was something else. I forget what it was. I don't remember what it was. Anyways, it was 4 window panels. So I painted them all, and it turned out amazing. And he hung it in his place, and it's still there. He loved it. So that was a really nice project, new for me, new challenge for me, and I appreciated it. So that was kind of fun. This is a nice memory. And I know this week I had a fellow contact me that said, "Oh, I think I have one of your paintings that you did years ago. Is this you?" And I said, "Oh, it is me." So it was really exciting to reach out, because I'd almost forgotten about that painting, and I was trying to remember what it looked like. He sent me the picture of it, and I was like, "Oh yeah." And he was curious about what motivated me about the painting, what was my thinking there. And it's called Frank, and it was motivated by my dad, actually, in a kind of a funny, silly way, in our usual family joking kind of silly, private stuff, whatever, but jokes and funny thing, like. And he was just saying how many people love, when they come in the house, they comment on it and they love it. So that was really nice to hear from him, and I was so touched by that. Yeah. So if you have a piece of art, don't feel you'll probably thrill the artist if you let them know that you still love it, or how much you've enjoyed it over the years. It really makes us feel good. So a nice thing to do for like an old customer, for sure. So I was talking about custom things. I just wanted to show you one more thing on the shop here. I'll show you another thing on the shop. Here we go. So if it go is, sorry, Patrice. Another example here. So this lady here, Patrice Clarkson, she just is new on the shop as well. She's a watercolor artist, and she does portraits, pet portraits. And she's a master painter. Again, so right now she has some products on here that she's made, pillows and which is nice having printed on there, and mugs, and these are some kinds of things you can do. It's just horses. But we're talking about really cute piece of little zip bags. We're talking about her doing, that's kind of fun, a cow butt carry-out pouch. But we're talking about her doing, be able to do some custom portraits on our shop, for our pets. So I think that's going to be a really nice feature on the shop. So it's another example of that. So that's coming down. That'll be new. And we're going to go back over to my main page here. Just bear with me. And Revoilà handbags. She just added 20 new handbags to the shop. So encourage you. Now, I've mentioned her before, but she actually makes all of these handbags out of jackets and shirts. So it's quite astounding what she ever does. And she shows you you can see in the picture what the jacket looked like when she started. This was a vest, it looks like, and how she completely transformed it into a bag. Brilliant. I mean, she's like an engineer, like a fabric engineer, right? So I don't know how she does it, but I'm pretty impressed with it. And they're so reasonable, $40. Her material costs are low because she's doing that, but look at the work involved in that, and good for her. She's doing eco-friendly, repurposed items, and every time and this weekend you save 10% on all of her handbags, but she sent you a little gift too, which is a little bracelet. So that's a nice thing. So those are some of the pieces that are in her collection, and they're nice soft crossbody bags, so they fit nicely when you wear them. They just sort of wrap around your body, which is a nice feature. And the other person who's offering another gift is Goo Leather. So when you shop with Goo Leather this weekend, here we are here with Gary. Gary does purses and belts and cuffs and jackets, but his deal this weekend is everything is on sale except for his custom jackets. But another one, if you purchase from Gary, and his stuff's very reasonable, you get a free bracelet cuff with it. So that's a pretty nice thing to have. There's a lot of custom work too, and some of his pieces are really quite elaborate, but there's lots of beautiful things on there that are he does hand painting, he does sculpting on his leather. He's a real master. Like, look at the detail and the work that goes into some of these pieces. And here's one that's he's carved the leather and well, he doesn't like me using the word dyes. Let's just see what he calls it now. I've gotten in trouble for that before. But he illustrates, and it's not paint. It's a special kind of leather. It doesn't wear off. It doesn't fade. I forget what he called it, but definitely want to. And now that's another incredible piece. So these are all one-of-a-kind pieces. Like, if you want something really special, I mean, it's a bit of on the higher end, but for sure. But if you want something unique and special, that's one of the things that's so neat about our shop is that there's things in here for for such a range of occasions and price points and people, like anybody's thing. So I'm trying to get everybody to think of the shop as a huge resource for finding amazing gifts and everything handmade Canadian, and that's one thing that I guarantee, because all of our shop is curated, and every artist is in this shop is juried to be in the shop. And when they want to try something new and launch a new product, I encourage them to send things in. So sometimes they send me. I just had a note from. Let me just stop my share for a second. A note from one of our Studio Degas, who's made these crazy rings. I don't know if I can find them or not. Let's see here, if I can find them for you. But she's done these, and she said, "Do you think these would be okay in the shop? They're so fun." See if this is it here. Not that one. And oh yeah, here they are. I'm just gonna share my screen here, and you can see these crazy fun. Let's make sure I'm not gonna bonk Lanny up here. Okay, give me a second here. There we go. These crazy rings. Look at these. Incredible. So that's a new item that she's going to be adding to the shop next week. So you can watch for that. Just going to bring this back over here. Make sure I don't lose my place here. So yeah, so we're always open to trying new things. So lots of times, and then we had a new thing in here called well, anyways, there's just so many things in here from different artists. You know, Sue Caron, she just sent me these they're called desk buddies, and let me just find Sue's link here. Hang on. Where did she go? Oh, where is she? I don't seem to have her up there. I'm just going to share my screen here. I better get her being up there. So Sue, I'll just show you here. Carol. So she's added in these little desk buddies are called. Here they are here. They're just really fun. Office buddies. Sorry, office buddies. She says it's a really fun little cubes with little sculptures with little people in them and wherever clips and all kinds of fun little things that she's put together. So I love this stuff. It's really you know, where else are you gonna find something like that? You know, this is really unique. So it's pretty cool that's the part that I love about, you know, curating this shop. So and I want to take you over to show you some more artists. Let me just check my list here, because I know I'm missing things. I always have a plan, and I don't quite actually follow it, much to the chagrin of my team here. That's the ad-libbing part. But I wanted to just go back to, remember I mentioned about the Blue Mountain Foundation for the Arts, like an arts group, right? This goes for any community, but in my experience running festivals over the years and doing all the things I've done, I have done some pretty elaborate things, but what I found always has made everything work is by building community partnerships. So I encourage you to, if you have anything that's new or exciting or you want to do or want to accomplish, reach out to your community. And when I say community partnerships, I mean, you know, try to align yourself with them and collaborate. So the reason that this partnership worked for the art group is because, you know, they had their members, and their members, they had a little tiny online gift shop, and they're all run by volunteers, or they have an admin staff for their organization, but they do not have the time, the knowledge, or the budget, or the money to market the shop. So the shop exists, no one goes to the shop, no one shops there, and the artists get very discouraged, and they don't make any sales, or make very few sales. So this is a common problem with art groups. Everybody always thinks, oh, we should have a shop, whatever. It's great, but an online shop. But there's a lot involved in running an online shop. Trust me, I know these things. So I approached them. I said, listen, you know, why don't you bring your artists onto our shop, and it's win-win for everybody, because, you know, I'm helping me grow the shop. We're expanding the artists in our region. We're expanding the exposure they get. You know, I do all the marketing and promoting for it, and it's just going to be a win-win. And then they don't have to worry about it. So it's been a great partnership, and I'm really proud of it. So we just started it. It's all brand new, and I'm hoping, I've been approached by a couple of other art groups that are asking me questions about it. They've seen what we just did and said, hey, you know, can you do this with us too? And I'm like, well, let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do. So that's, you know, partnerships are really important, and that I've done, you know, that's how it's all worked with all my festivals and events as well. So I encourage anybody who has an idea for anything to reach out to their community and ask. And there's always, most communities have got a lot of things going on that you don't even know about. So if you've got an arts network, just join that and you'll find about everything that's going on. So So I encourage you to join your networks, and so you stay in the know of what's going on in your community. It's always great things going on, and it's a pleasure to be part of it. So I'm just going to go back over to the shop here again, and I want to show you. Hang on for a second. This is another example of an artist that tried something new and wanted to try it in the shop. And like I said, I'm always open to these things. So Muffin Mouse Creations, she creates typically clothing for children, but she's a seamstress. She makes everything, right? But she has these incredible caftans that she had. So we talked about it, I said, why don't we call them Zoom caftans? Because what a great way to spice up your Zoom meeting and be totally comfortable. Everybody's talking about wearing comfy clothes at home, not even to have to wear formal attire, not to, have to wear suits and shirts and ties. Let's see if I can find her other ones here. I think they're probably at the end. Newest. New to old. Here they go. Here they are here. So she's got 3 Zoom caftans. Really pretty. Totally comfy, great colors, beautiful luxurious cotton, 100% cotton. Machine wash, tumbled, dry and low. It's just so great. And I think these are a great idea for, and it looks like we're going to be doing a lot more Zooming this year than we had originally thought. So there's that one, and then one more. She only has one of these. There's only 3 of them. And then look at the price, $45. Come on, how reasonable is that? So I encourage you to go on there and buy a Zoom caftan from Muffin Mouse and make her day. So this is her idea for trying something new in the shop. So I commend her for that. So another fun idea. So I have I hope you're enjoying the show today, and I wanted to remind you that I'm Lory MacDonald from Artfest Ontario. I know I should have said that a couple times. And our shop, if you want to go to our shop, it's shop.artfestontario.com. That's shop.artfestontario.com. And you can go there, and there's thousands of products in there. Literally, there's thousands of products in there that all handmade by our Canadian artists. And my goal is to, and it's starting to happen, is to grow the Artfest shop across Canada and feature all the artists. And I want people to think of the Artfest shop as being the go-to place to buy something handmade, something beautiful, and also empower your local artists and empower your arts community, which is, the arts community does give back so much to our lives, and the only way that the arts community exists is from people buying their work, basically, and that's the bottom line, unfortunately, but that's the way it works. And just like anything else, if you don't have any, if you have no sales, you have to do something else. So let's make sure that happens, and I hope you can help me grow the shop, and help me grow the shop, because I really would appreciate that. And I have one more poem to read to you if you want before we go. And get the right one here. It's been fun actually reading the poetry to actually find the pieces for this. Sorry, somehow my page is garbled up here and have lost one of my sticky notes. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, it's been an education. Poetry Month is supposed to be about that. It's about learning, listening, exploring, and I encourage people to write poetry. It doesn't have to be any fancy. It's just write a few lines down. I think you'll be quite amazed at how much fun it can be, and how useful. I mean, I believe it or not, I actually am a published poet. I actually had a poem published when I was 7, in a newspaper. So that was my introduction to poetry, kind of poetry writing. And my mom always read us poetry. When I was a kid, she had a poetry books, and she read to me a lot. So thanks, Mom. So this last poem is called "The Sacred Garden," and it's by Melanie Rankin. Tears of empathy and a ray of hope ignite the spark to transform the darkness. Fragile and discarded seeds take root in the heart of understanding, deeply rooted in an insightful mind, strengthening against the winds of change, reaching skyward towards the future. Growing with determination, a menagerie of perfumed vibrancy, the blooming souls of mankind, transcending limitations with divine beauty. So that's it. That's The Sacred Garden by Melanie Rankin. And that's, like, again, part of our poetry book. And I think, like we said, I only have 9 copies left, so I encourage you to get that. It's a beautiful book, 130 pages of Canadian poetry, all from all over Ontario and Quebec. Thanks to Bruce Kaufman for that, and he's the one who pulled that whole project together, and very proud of that project. So we're almost at the end of our show here. I've got a few more minutes, and I am going to close out with a song, some music at the end of our Canada Day song, which was written for Canada. And I really feel that, Canada has been, a leader through this whole challenging time in many ways. There's a lot of criticism right now, which I understand. Everybody's going to point fingers and be upset. But, uncharted territory. And what I'm proud about Canada is that, Canada has taken care of people when we couldn't work, when we lost our income, when all our events were canceled, everything was shut down. I mean, they've really done a lot of wonderful things for the people of Canada. So we live in a great country. We really do. And pretty soon we'll all be, have our, everybody will be vaccinated, it'll be safe, and we'll be able to go carry on with our lives again. So we're all looking forward to that day. Hopefully it'll be very, very soon. So I'm just trying to see if I missed anybody else with my shop, and I'm just going to go back over here. I have one more person that I didn't, a couple of them actually, and then I'm going to finish out with the song. So go one more time. I'm going to share this song. Share my screen. And find this other artist who love her work, and share. This is Rashenda Ellis, and I just love her textile work. She does a lot of different things. She does sculpture and textiles, and this is a felted needle felted applique and embroidery piece. But it's just amazing. To me, it's so uplifting and so happy and so playful and so colorful. I just love it. So this is called the Dancing Birds, and she's got 2 that go alongside of it. She's got a blue dancing bird here. This is a single one. Very, very, very cute. And then she's got an orange dancing bird as well. Very, very cute, though. I love this. It's very uplifting, and it makes me happy whenever I see it. It makes me smile. And then the other piece of art that I really liked was that's new in the shop is this piece here. Again, textile art. Beautiful mini quilted bee portrait. So we all know that right now the bumblebees and the bees in our lives in our planet are very stressed. So I thought this was a great little reminder to all of us to plant bee-friendly flowers in our gardens, and learn about the bees, and learn how to actually help the bees. So the bees are very important to everything we do, including eating. So we might make sure we take care of these beautiful creatures. So that's a little mini bee portrait, and that's by Tamara's Treasured Shop, and a beautiful quilted little piece. So sweet. Love this. So I'm just going to stop my share now. And so it's time to end the show. I'm going to end the show with this song. And the reason I'm playing it last is because every time I play it, I cry. So, and I played it on the show like 3 times. And every time I've done it, I was, not 3 times, a couple times. And every time I've done it, I start weeping. And it's just so embarrassing. But it just really moves me. And I love the song. So this song, here I go again. This song was created by David. Sorry, just a second. Oh boy. By David and Hazel Wipper, who are musicians that have been involved in many Artfest events. And we did a songwriting workshop in Kingston a few years ago, and they led the workshop. It was another one of our very ambitious ideas, and it was very challenging. Lots of things, they knew we would. He said, Lory, it's going to be really hard to do this. I'm like, oh, you'll figure it out, it'll be fine. And it was really hard, but you know what? It'll be fine. We did it. We have an amazing song. So we ended up being able to do a couple things. We got a beautiful song that was written in a collaboration and in our workshop setting tent. And then we also paired it with a beautiful poem that came from the poetry tent. So how amazing is that, right? So here is the song. It's David and Hazel Wipper, and the you'll also see in the end the credits, because it's also got the poet in there as well. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to share the screen here. I'll put it on full screen so you can watch it in full, and we'll play it out to the end. And like I said, I'm Lory MacDonald. I probably won't be able to come back on it because I'll probably be crying. But I'm Lory MacDonald from Artfest Ontario, and the shop, which is shop.artfestontario.com. Please come to the shop, save money, buy beautiful gifts to people you love and care, empower your artist community, and enjoy. And nothing makes you feel better than buying something handmade, and it's something you treasure for the rest of your life. So here is a song, and this is our Canada song. So I thought this would be a great way to close the day. So I'm going to share the screen, make sure my sound is on, and here we go.
Oh, Canada, the wonder that you are. Oh, Canada, can we wish upon a star? Canada, we love you as you are. Oh, Canada, we celebrate with glee. Oh, Canada, see our diversity. Canada, we love you for what you are. Oh, Canada, transcending the mainstream. Oh, Canada, absolve your mystery. Canada, we love you as you Canada, we love you for what you are. Oh, Canada, enjoy your destiny. Oh, Canada, on your anniversary. Oh, Canada, speculation from afar. Canada, we love you as you are. We love you for what you